I'm here with Pro Football Hall of Famer and Canadian Football Hall of Famer and one of my football idols, Warren Moon. How you doing, sir?
I am doing great, Jared, man. It's great to see you. It's great to talk to you. I'm glad you're healthy and doing well during this pandemic, and really looking forward to this Super Bowl coming up here next week. It should be a great one.
I know, I just got chills when you said that. It's amazing. Football fans are in for a treat for this Super Bowl on Sunday. Listen, we have the seasoned vet and Tom Brady playing in his 10th Super Bowl and going for his 7th title. And then you have Patrick Mahomes, the young gun, who is going for back-to-back titles. Let's start with Brady, though. His career, Warren, it kind of speaks for itself when you look at the Super Bowl appearances, the Super Bowl titles, MVPs, all that stuff. But how impressed are you with the job that he's done year one in Tampa at the age of 43?
Yeah, there's no question he did an unbelievable job when he was in New England for all those years, winning all those Super Bowls, going to all those championship games and Super Bowls, not winning them all, but just being there is an accomplishment in the National Football League. But now the question was, was it because he was in New England, did he go to all those Super Bowls, or was it because of how great a player he is? Well, I think he's showing everybody how great a player he is by going to a Tampa team that hadn't done anything here recently, but they were a very talented roster. And it was just a matter of having that right leadership in place and he being that leader to guide these guys to what it takes to be a champion. And it just shows that one player in football can make that big a difference if he's good enough. And I think Tom's influence on this football team has shown why he's one of the most greatest players to ever play the game, not only as a quarterback, but as a leader. And he's got his team in the championship game just one step away from putting on another ring.
And on the flip side, you got the young kid, Patrick Mahomes, who, since he came into the league has been lighting it up by storm. And his skill set, Warren, is one of the things that is crazy to watch, but it also is like out of this world. The fact when you watch him that it seems like every single game he's figuring out more about himself and how to take his game to the next level. What stands out to you when you see him and watch him on the football field?
Well, that's the scary thing about this kid, Jared, is that he's only in his 3rd year and he's already done all these things. He's been an MVP of the league. He's been a Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl champion, and he's still figuring out, how well or how good he can be going forward. So it's going to be scary to see this guy when he's about 27, 28 years old, just getting into his prime on what he will have already accomplished and then what he can accomplish going forward. But his skill set, like you talked about, is kind of unmatched. We haven't seen anybody who can really throw the football like he does, from all the different platforms, different footwork, different arm angles. It doesn't matter. Throwing with his right hand, sometimes with his left hand. I mean, he does it all. We haven't seen that maybe since Aaron Rodgers in his younger days, but I think he's even a step ahead of Aaron Rodgers. So this kid is very, very talented. But what impresses me more is his leadership skills for a guy that's so young. He really has this team, in control as far as they go as he goes. And he is a leader on and off the football field by the way he carries himself. He makes everybody else's game go up to another level. There's no question they're a very talented roster. That has a whole lot to do with this. And he has a great leader among leaders in Andy Reid and his head coach. But I think they just have a combined, really good chemistry going on there in Kansas City with their head coaching level and the coaches on his staff being excellent, the roster being very excellent, and then your most important player being one of the best players in the league. So they've got a really good chemistry going on right now in Kansas City.
Well, to me, I'm looking really forward to seeing how this Bucs defense can go up against this KC offense. But the Chiefs, they head into the matchup a little banged up on their offensive line. But we saw that Bucs front 7 get after Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Is there any way that you see that front 7 being able to slow down this KC offense?
Yeah, that's the thing that really concerns me. When you lose your left tackle, and they're going to lose Eric Fisher, their left tackle, for this game, that kind of worries you, especially when you've got one of the strengths of the Tampa Bay defense is their front 4. And then you saw the pressure that they put on Aaron Rodgers. I think they sacked him 4 times in the game, harassed him a bunch of other times. But I think Andy Reid, having 2 weeks to prepare for this game now, will know exactly what he needs to do to kind of help whoever the backup left tackle is whether he's going to slide the line there most of the time, whether he's going to chip that defensive end over there, Pierre-Paul with a back sometimes, put a tight end over there. I think he'll do different things and also try and move the pocket around to make sure it's not always a drop back, that Patrick's not always in the same place. And I think that's what makes Andy Reid so important in this situation. Him and Eric Bieniemy, they're going to be very innovative in the way they design this game plan to take advantage of that weakness that they have.
All right, when you look at this matchup, though, Warren, which team do you like being able to hoist that Lombardi trophy on Sunday?
You know, the thing, like I said earlier, concerns me is their left tackle, Eric Fisher, being out to maybe allow more pressure to be put on Patrick Mahomes. But I just think this kid is extra special, and he'll find a way. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Both of these teams have been averaging over 32, 33 points a game over the last 8 games of the season. I think Kansas City wins a high-scoring game. It'll be something like 35-30, but it'll be a great, entertaining football game, as most of the Super Bowls are. But I think Kansas City has just a little bit more firepower.
Man, I think about it all the time. I think it's an amazing for football fans to be able to see this matchup. I want to go to you, though, now, because we talked about those quarterbacks, and we're starting to see a change in the evolution of the quarterback position in the NFL. And I go back to when you came into the league, first going to Canada, then coming to the NFL, to the Oilers. People talk about you, and I remember my dad. I said that I wanted to play football my junior year, and he was like, "All right, sit down." And he's like, "I'm going to show you some film." And he took out some old NFL films on the VHS, popped it in. You're the first person to come up, and he's like, "I want you to sit and watch." And you know, for me growing up, it was like, okay, I'm going to watch Warren Moon. And then also I'm going to maybe sit in here and watch some new quarterbacks as well. And I did. I started to try to figure out how to put the game together in my head. And so people talk about you as one of those great quarterbacks. But they say Warren Moon, he changed, especially for black quarterbacks, he changed the landscape. How does that make you feel as a former player and a quarterback in that league?
You know, that's something, Jared, I'm most proud of, that I was able to help play a small part in making change at that position for African Americans, because there was a long time where we just weren't getting those opportunities. And I felt like the only way that we were going to get them is once we did get, or if I got an opportunity, or say Doug Williams during the same time that I played, or Randall Cunningham, the three of us played the game at a very high level. Doug winning a Super Bowl MVP, Randall being, just an MVP one year, and then myself with the consistency of, being an All-Pro every year. Those are the things that change the mindset of owners and general managers and coaches, that, hey, these guys can play the game at a high level, so maybe we need to start giving more opportunities to these other younger guys coming up. And I think that's what you've seen happen over the last 20 years. And that's something I'm really, really proud of, that I helped change a mindset and gave these guys more opportunities, which is all we've ever been asking for, is not giving anything, just giving an opportunity. And then if we're good enough, we make a team and we move on. And if we're not, we go do something else. But the opportunity, if you can't do anything without the opportunity, and they've been given more opportunities, and they are flourishing because of it.
Well, it's not that often you get a chance to talk to GOATs that have gold jackets. And listen, Warren, it was a pleasure to be able to talk with you today. Thank you for giving me some time, and look forward to talking to you down the line.
Jared, always great talking to you, man. You're doing a great job, and give my best to the family, and enjoy the Super Bowl.